Hey, 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 hey.
Ella,
Hi,
I love that new
everyone.
intro.
Yes, I had Real Crazy Studio. I said she could do me an intro, and she did that intro for me. So I really kind
I
of,
love it. That's awesome.
I always like to stay with the same music. And, she does my intro, and I'm like, can I just stay with the same music? Because I love the music, and, just stay with the same music.
People wouldn't know what to do if you didn't use that music. They wouldn't know it was you, which is perfect. It's perfect for your channel.
Yeah. Hold on. Had to put the fan on before I get really hot.
I know I had to turn mine on too. That's amazing why you saying that.
I forgot. I just like I'm sitting down here. I got my table all the way pulled up, and I looked up and I was like, "Oh, the fan is not on."
Look, we're not in the penthouse today, so we got to turn stuff on.
I know we're in the basement today. We had to renovate the penthouse, guys. We
Yes.
had to use so we're in the basement today. Oh my gosh! So happy New Year! Good to see you. Happy New Year, everybody! Woohoo! Yeah, I like that.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! So, what did you get to do the New Year?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had a baby on December 30th.
Oh yeah! Oh my
Which
God!
is my son's birthday, my granddaughter's birthday, and then my grandson's. So
Oh,
I asked my son to please, if he and his wife are going to get pregnant again this year, please plan
place
it
it out.
past December, please.
Uh,
Because December
yeah.
30th seems to be the day that we're going to get grandchildren.
Wow. That's just gonna be a whole lot. It's like, okay, can we celebrate Christmas and everybody's birthday, anybody's anniversary all one day?
Yeah, let's just get it all in at one time, have a big, shindig or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've been babying. That's what I've been doing. I've been bringing in the new year babying, and I'm telling you, it's exhausting for a 56-year-old woman to remember waking up every 3 to 4 hours.
To look after a baby.
Yeah, to look after a newborn. I'm telling you.
I mean, wow. That is a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Anyway, we got people in the live.
I
I appreciate you
see.
guys coming in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. It does help the channel. So make sure you hit the thumbs up, guys. All right. Yeah, there it is. Hit the thumbs up. It does help the channel, like push, us out, let people know that we are live. We are live, we are live, we are live, we are live. All right. So my New Year, what did I do New Year's Day? I can't even remember. I think I just sat down here and Jeff went live. Um, you know, so really didn't do much that.
Didn't you and Jeff go live for a little bit that day? Or
No,
not?
he went live. Did I go live New Year's Day? I can't even remember if I did, but I know he went live. I think I was live the 31st, but I don't know. I don't think I went live New Year's Day. But he did go live. So we didn't really do much. Went live, and we just thank God for the new year, going into new year. And because I struggled to stay up, I
I
was
know.
I was in and out. I was struggling to stay awake. That was the first time I was struggling to stay awake. It's like, gotta stay awake, gotta stay awake. All right, let me go up and say hello to those coming in. Claudette, good to see you. Happy New Year, my friend. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Oh my gosh, is this the first Sunday of the? This is not the first Sunday of the
Is
year.
it?
Is it?
Yeah,
Is
it
the
is.
first
Yes.
First Sunday of the year?
Yeah, because New Year's was on Monday.
Oh, that is true. The first Sunday.
Yep.
Nice. It is the first Sunday of the year. Little Debbie. Good to see you, little Debbie. Welcome in. Welcome in. Crafty Songbird. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Crafty Songbird. Welcome, welcome. Megas. Good to see you, Megas. Welcome in. Hi, Jeff. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Jeff. Jeff is live today at 10 o'clock. I think he goes live today. Michelle. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hugs, 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 and much, much love to you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you guys. Just a little sad. I'm losing a friend. Oh, so sorry to hear. So sorry. So sorry. It's one of these things with these illnesses, and so I'm praying for you and Crafty, praying for your friend and their loved ones. Oh, so sad, but I'm praying. Just just believe that they're going to a better place where they're not going to be suffering, again. Lisa's new adventure. Hi, Lisa. Welcome, welcome. Lisa is on Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 6. And then she's going to be live on my channel on Thursday, guys, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good to see you, Lisa. All right, let's see who else is here. That's it. All right, I guess that's it. I caught up. Jessica! Hi, Jessica. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate you. Oh, you have a headache and you're eating dinner. All right. I pray that your head heals. Tell that headache to disappear. Pink Rose, JW. Good to see you, Pink Rose. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, let's see. Yes, hit the thumbs up, guys. We got 17 people in the house. Much love.
I don't think I can do that.
Why? Do you have a Mac computer?
No, I'm talking about the heart. My hands won't do it.
You like this? Okay, and then the other one, then put it together. Yes, you see, and make the thumbs go down a bit. No, down. And then just like that. Yeah, you see.
Okay, cool. My hands don't work like they used to.
I was wondering why you're drawing the hearts.
Yeah. It's so funny because my arthritic finger is my middle finger, so that's not a good thing.
Oh, okay. Good to see you, Pearl. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I appreciate you. All right, all right. Let's see. Who else? Yeah, she said hot, hot, hot. Erin, good to see you. Happy New Year. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you. Good to see you. Aisha, I hope I got that name right. Welcome in. Welcome in. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see ya. All right, we got 20 people in the house. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up.
Wow, 20 people. How nice.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see who else is in here. All right, I guess I caught up. All right, now we're down to 18 people. All right.
you pronounced it correctly, Ella.
Oh, okay, Aisha. Okay, good. I'm not really good with names. No. I'm not.
No, I can butcher a name. I can tell you, I can butcher a name.
I'm not good with names at all. So yes, sometimes I have to think about my name before I even say it. Say it. Oh my gosh.
When I worked at a bank, I saw so many weird names. You have to be careful when you have a child what you're going to name that child, because we had a lady that came in there and her name was spelled just like pajamas,
Mm.
like the word pajamas,
But
and
doesn't pronounce.
her name was Panjame,
Mm.
but on paper it looked like
Yeah.
pajamas, but she was called Panjame. And how would anybody know that?
It's just like my friend. We call her Pretty, but it's pronounced Pretty, but spelled differently. But
You
she,
spell
her name
pretty a
is.
different way.
It's spelled differently. Pretty is spelled differently, but it sounds like Pretty, so we call her. That's it. Her name is Pretty. Pretty, but when you go spell it, it doesn't spell pretty. It spells differently. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming in. And if this is your first time coming in, this is no auction. We don't do auction. Myself and it's me, Angie. We come and we talk about life. Melinda! Good to see you, Melinda. Welcome in. So we come here and we talk about everyday life, everything that happens in our life. That's what we talk about, and then we interact with the chat as well. So if there's something you want us to talk about, just type it in the chat. Type it in capital letters, just like you see Michelle type in capital letters. Type it in capital letters so it will draw our attention and we can read it. And we don't really know everything, so we don't tell people we know what we're talking about, so we can only talk from experience if we've experienced it. And those in the chat, if they've experienced it too, they will put in their 2 cents. If there's a topic you want us to talk about, you can always email us. You find our information there. You can email us, and yeah, we can bring it next time, because we Sunday on, Sunday off. That's where we what we do here is Sunday on, Sunday off. So we won't be back next week, but we'll be back the week after next. So I need a fire in my fireplace. So cold here. Pearl, you need fire in your fireplace. So what are you saying? You got wood already, but you don't have fire? Yeah, because I was like, well, what are you saying? You got wood, but you ain't got fire?
Oh, I love a fire in our fireplace. I absolutely love it.
Michelle said, she said, I got old lady's eyes, so I always have to type in caps. Otherwise,
Oh my goodness. Well, I
that's
have
not that's
trifocals.
that's understandable. Understandable. Why does bad things happen to good people?
Oh,
Okay.
now that's a good question.
That is a good question. Now, I wouldn't say I know why bad things happen to good people. It's just that bad things happen. It's just the way we handle those bad things when they happen.
I have my thoughts about what I think the answer is for me for that
Mm,
question, but I'm not saying it's the correct answer to that question. I know how
yeah.
I feel about it. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, I don't know why bad things happen, Jessica. I think bad things happen, but it happened to people who say, oh, why does it happen to good people? Because I live my life, I don't sin, I do this right, I do that right, but still things happen to me. you know things happen because it just happens you know
Well, I think we live in an imperfect world,
yeah.
and I think that everybody has their own will and they can choose to do good or bad. And I think people that do bad choose to do bad things to people that are good, or they try to live their life. And therefore, bad things happen to good people because people that choose to do unethical or bad things prey on the weak or the ones that seem to be doing well. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. But our world is an imperfect world. There's going to be bad things that
Yeah.
are going to happen.
Yeah. And bad things happen. It just depends on how you're gonna say, are you gonna be in the forefront of it to accept it and try and deal with it, or you're gonna move aside, and
Yeah,
decide that
learn
you're not
from it.
gonna deal with it.
Learn from it.
Yes.
Yes.
So when you say bad things, why bad things happen to good people, example could be like, okay, so I do this every day. I do that. I do that. Why did it happen to me? Why didn't it happen to that bad person, that is bad? Now, basically, you're now pointing finger at that person saying, why didn't it happen to that person? Why did it happen to you? Because you do good things. Now you're already judging somebody else that is you, because you already say they're bad, even though they do bad things, you know, and say, why didn't it happen to those people? Why did it happen to me? Only God
I
knows why stuff happens
I
sometimes.
have a friend that lost her only child,
And she
and
probably say,
she
why
lived.
me, Lord?
Yeah, well, she lived. They went to church. They, lived. Seemed like a really nice. They were good to people. They didn't try to start trouble. They were always giving. But then they lost their only son, and
Mm,
she had this thought of, how come? She said, not that I want someone else's child to pass away. I don't want that. But
mm.
how come God or whatever happened took my son? And then you have these people that are doing such bad things, and it seems like nothing is happening to them.
Yeah. I always
Well,
used to
I mean,
wonder. I used to wonder myself, like, you know what? People that really want kids, really, really want kids, and you know that when they have these kids, they probably will take good care of these kids. And then the people that have kids, they don't even care. They don't even look after them. They just like,
or
walking
give them to
away,
some,
you
just give them
know,
away, or don't even take care of them.
don't even take care. We, like I said, when bad things happen, we don't know why bad things happen. We can only pray that when bad things happen, that we can only ask the grace of God to help us to get out of it.
And
So
we
that's
all have a tendency to do things that aren't nice sometimes. That's in our nature. We're not perfect. So we're going to actually, you'll have to get on the scale of what's really bad, because
mm,
we're not perfect ourselves, you know, because the book I read, being a Christian, it says, he that knoweth to do good and does not do it, it is
yeah,
sin.
yeah.
So, I mean, you don't get away with it, even if
No,
you know what
because
I'm saying?
here, and Pearl said it here. Said those bad people will only get away with it for a while. It will catch up with them. It will definitely catch up with them. It might not be this year, it might not be next year, it might not be 10 years, but it will catch up with them if they continue to do bad and don't
And what
repent
if
of
it
this.
catches up with their children? What if their children have to pay for what
They,
they
yeah,
did instead of them having to pay for it? It's a lot harder for me to watch my child suffer than it is for me to suffer. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So
yeah,
if they do something bad and they have to watch their child suffer because of it, then it's a lot worse pain, I would think, than
yeah,
yourself suffering.
yeah. This is it. I believe bad happens to good people because evil wants us on its side and not have faith. And that is true too. A firm believer that what goes around comes around. Just saying,
Oh,
exactly.
yes. That is a true statement.
Wow, 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 wow. What kind of neighbor is that?
Oh
That's
my
not
gosh. You
yeah.
cannot replace one child for
Yeah,
another
because you
child.
have seven, because God gave you those. So when one is taken away, it doesn't mean because one gets taken away, like, oh, you know what? I have seven more. What
One
the
child cannot replace another child. That is harsh. That
heck?
is
Jessica
harsh.
says, yeah, sometimes I get discouraged and I'm a good person and I like to share with others. And I know I can't um, buy things. That is why I give some things to someone in the chat. You know, let me tell you, Jessica, at the end of the day, it's just having a good heart. That's all you can do. You can only be yourself and have a good heart. That is what you can do. So just try and don't get discouraged. That's what I would say. Don't get discouraged. Try
Right.
to be good for you, because at the end of the day, um let me tell you, I used to please other people and displease myself. I got so tired because I'm like answering to them, trying to please them, not trying to annoy them and whatever. And guess what? You lose yourself when you try to please others. You lose yourself. So at the end of the day, it's like you're only gonna have to be yourself and do you. So if bad things are happening, you just have to think about it and like, okay, what am I gonna do to change this
If
happening to
you
me?
allow people, whatever you allow people to do to you, good or bad, you are allowing it. So if
Yes.
someone's doing something to you that you don't particularly like, you can just set boundaries and just say, I'm not doing this anymore. Now, it's not going to be kind and nice when you start doing that after you've let them, run over you or do bad things to you. They're not going to like that at first. But then you're going to have, because you matter. I mean, you got to take care of yourself.
Hmm. Okay, now like I understand what Pearl is saying. That is the thing. It's like an ex, when your ex has somebody else and your children has to live with, that your ex husband or their wives, and they bring their own family or they had family with that person. It's kind of hard sometimes.
I
There
can't
is like,
imagine that.
yeah, it's like there is like no kind of love there. They don't try to like want to be a part of it or invite you to be a part of that new family. For some reason, the woman or the man will do anything, say anything just to like make the other person not like your own kids. I mean, what kind of person would just do it in the sense that they make it not like your own children because of a woman?
Now, I feel like he has some responsibility in that he needs to say, wait a minute, this is my
Yeah.
flesh and blood, you know?
Yeah, like I said, you just have to set boundaries. Hi, Case One. How are you? Love you. It's me, Angie, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Uh-huh.
Don't know who that is. Randers! Good to see you, Laura. Bold Lion. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcoming, guys. All right. Okay, so now I'm glad. Thanks for that question. I hope we're able to help with the answers and the answers in the chat. Today we got a different topic today. Since it's just Savior first. To pieces. Love you both to pieces. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cass.
All right. So, um, just to say, we got a topic here. And since it's the new year, I'll let It's Me, Angie, talk about it.
Okay, so I was speaking to Ella in the back room, and I said, well, I've been meditating and think about what we're going to talk about today. And I was thinking maybe we could talk about out with the old, in with the new, since the new year has come around. Because I myself do not make New Year's resolutions. I'd like to know if the chat, do y'all make New Year's resolutions? I don't have anything against that. I just don't do it. So a lot of people do it, then they fail, then they get discouraged. A lot of people succeed in New Year's resolutions. Ellen and I talked, and we both set goals for ourselves, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the new year for me to do that.
Yeah.
But the conversation is going to start out with, let's think about the old things that we're going to sweep out the back door and start anew, and the new things that you plan on doing this year, if anything. If not, maybe you can set a goal or an idea that you want to change and just begin to take every day and see if you can change. Maybe your depression will get better, your anxiety, relationships, friendships. Maybe the YouTube world will get better, because I know a lot of people are dealing with a lot of, I don't want to say that word, but a lot of crap, every day on YouTube. People hurting their feelings, a lot of drama, a lot of, one trying to get over on the next one, and maybe all that will change if your perception of change. But that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. I like me, I don't do New Year resolution or whatever they call it. I just do goals, and I try to see if I can meet my goals. And if I don't meet my goals in the new year, I take it over to the following year. It just motivates me to do that. That's what I do. Um, just popping in to say hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm over making yeah. I
Yeah.
just want to get things done that needs to be done. That is so true. You just
Yes.
want to get stuff done. You know, you just want to get stuff done instead of writing a list saying, "Oh, this is what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna give up this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that." How many actually keeps to that list that
And
you
that can be
made?
stressful. That can be
Yeah,
stressful. Just like, just every day, just do it. Don't try to make yourself do it. Just kind of, it's like people say, I'm going on a diet. I'm going on a diet. I never say that. I always say I'm changing my eating habits.
yeah,
I'm going to change my way of eating, because if I minute I say diet, I want to eat everything in my kitchen. I want to eat everything.
yeah,
So you have to approach it in a different mindset.
yeah. Ranta say goal is to get through another year. Yes, that is a number one goal. Your goal to get through this year, to see another year. You, like you said, you don't know what's gonna be happening this year. We don't see the future. I don't go meet nobody to read my future or to read my what's gonna. No, I don't do that. People do that, go look for psychic and everything to read their future. I don't do
Mm-mm.
none of that. I just like take one day at a time. And if I say, hey, this is what I want to do today, if I'm like today, I had a goal. I already set the goal before my hairdresser came to make my hair. I'm like, I need to go get my eyebrows done. And I already set that's a goal for me to I got up this morning, took a shower, got dressed. I'm still here.
Yeah. But you look so nice. I love your hair. Your hair looks
Thank
really good.
you. Thank you. I never did go. I got dressed. I opened the door and then I closed it back. I'm like, it's too cold. I don't want to go.
And what was
I,
the temp, Ella? What was the temp there in Florida?
well, let's see what it
Because it's
is
not really
now.
cold in Florida like it is in other places.
Well, not that type of cold, but we have our own different type of cold, and it's cold. Okay, right now it's 65. It was about 70. And for me, 65 is still cold. So
Yes,
I was
it's
like,
48
okay,
here.
yeah. I went back in. I said, okay, maybe I should wear my long sleeve because the place is not far. It's just the mall, and the mall is just about 20 minutes from me. I can walk it. But that was my goal. I set that goal, but guess what? I broke the goal. I couldn't go, and I said to myself, you know what? I'll go tomorrow. That was it. Lola said, "No, I don't. I need to get through each day." I hear you. I need to get through each day too.
And that's
Mine
really
wasn't just to
that's
be
the
kind
perfect
and
thing
loving
is to
to
get
everyone.
through each day instead of, before I got in a wheelchair, I always said, I want to know what the future holds. But now that I'm in a wheelchair, I realize now I really am glad I didn't know what the future held for me, because if I actually saw myself wheelchair bound when I wasn't, I wouldn't have really been happy about that. And I probably wouldn't
Mm,
have been able to change it anyway. So when we think about wanting to see the future, we're saying we want to see all the good things.
yeah,
But there are bad things that are going to happen to test us, to let us walk through the fire, to come out stronger and better. It's just going to happen.
yeah. Michelle said, "Mine was just to be kind and loving to everyone." I like that. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, you already are. And goals can change. Yes, goals can change as well. If you have a shorter goal, it's just to get through each day without my stress level killing me. I love that one too. You don't want to do anything that is just gonna stress you out. that, oh, I haven't met this goal. I haven't, like I said, I didn't meet my goal today, but I can do it tomorrow. You don't meet your goal today. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. You can do your goal another day. Just don't forget to do the goal. That's what for me, that's what let me see what others are saying here. Hey, Purple Wing. Good to see you. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Ella, hair does look awesome. Ella, thank you so much. Thank you. Got it done yesterday. It's 37 and raining. Whew, dang. Miranda says
That's
it's,
cold.
it's 35 now. That's cold. Hey, Picnicky. Sorry I'm late. I got stuck into this Walmart. Putting up my groceries on the auction. Onto my auction with Ella tomorrow night. Oh my gosh. I told her goal was to sit at home and place an order for her groceries. Unfortunately, she couldn't do that because her card got compromised. So she had to go into Walmart. Ugh, the thought of this
I don't
just
even like the thought of that. I don't even like the thought of going into Walmart.
I'm telling you, it just give me Walmart. Yeah. All right. Melinda said, my goal is to be with my kids, grandkids, family, and friends every chance I get because you never know when it's yours or their time to go to heaven. That's a good one. That is a good one. Trying to spend more time with family. That is a good goal to have, and you have your family around you that that's great. For me, I don't have my family here and I miss my family. I don't really have it here. I have to travel over the ocean to go, and take
Yeah,
maybe
that's a
like,
distance. I can't imagine that. That's a
yeah,
distance.
as it take me about 9 hours flight, almost like a day and a half to get to
Oh,
where I'm supposed
wow.
to be, my family.
Wow.
So because they're 5 hours ahead of us, so by the time I leave here, they already don't live a full day. By the time I get there, it will be time to go to bed. you know
I find it more often than not that people talk about their stress level and their anxiety and their depression more often than not. And I feel like if we would just slow down, not try to like please people or try to make others happy and just realize, just be ourselves.
Mm, yeah. Tracy K. Don't forget, guys, Tracy Cake is on today at 6:15. So we're gonna go over there and support her. Thank you, Tracy Cakes, for the super sticker, my friend. This is for you. Thank you for the super chat. 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 Super, super, super chat. Super, super, super chat. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. We got 27 people in the house. If you haven't hit that
Oh,
thumbs up,
welcome
hit the
in.
thumbs up. Joyce! Good to see you, Joyce. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. So, yeah. So, if you have goals, I think for me, it's best to do goals than just have a list that's gonna continue to haunt you if you haven't done anything with it. For me, I try to set goals on what I want to achieve, what I want to do, and if I don't get to do it that day or during the day I want to do it, I will be fine, and I will say to myself, okay, you know what? I want to do it another day and make sure I try to do it that day. I remember I used to do all that before. I used to have this list. I want to get married by this date. I want to make sure I have my 2 kids by this day. And that's I'll make my list. I want to be in this type of job on this day.
That will disappoint you. That will disappoint you when you make lists and have a specific timeline. You
I
will get
did.
disappointed.
Yeah, I tried it. I tried it once. Hi, Sassy Mary. Welcome in, welcome in. I tried it. It was so funny. I got my list down. I was like, I want to be married before I get to a certain age. I want to do this and I want to do that. But at the end of the year, it never happens. Hi, Joey Brown. Welcome in. It never happens. And so I said to myself, I'm not gonna keep to that list. I'm not gonna do something like that and I'll just let stuff happen when it happens. And when it happens, it will just happen naturally. Not
To
gonna do
me,
it
I
this.
think timing is everything.
Mm,
That when you set a really huge goal and it doesn't happen when you want it to, I think it's because timing is everything. And then when it does happen, you can look back and say, oh, that's why it didn't happen back then, because this, and this had to happen before this big goal could take place.
yeah.
And that's where our faith comes in. You can't see it happening. You just have to believe that it's going to happen.
Yeah. And then it will happen for you. Like I said, if you feel that, oh, you put on weight and you're gonna make a goal to lose how many pounds, that will get you frustrated. Because I've been in that situation before. When I weighed 192, I was so stressed out, you know, and I was thinking, I need to lose this weight before a certain period of time. And then that time came and gone. I didn't lose the weight, you know. So I decided not to think about it. I decided not to think about it. I just said to myself, you know what? One after the other, I'm just gonna try and cut away stuff. So when I go to do my shopping, there's certain things I normally used to buy. I wouldn't buy it. You know, I wouldn't buy it. I would buy something different. It was a time where I said, I'm just gonna buy all these healthy stuff in my that I'm gonna buy for 1 week and not eat all the other junks that I normally used to eat, you know, and I did that. So it was hard. Okay. It was really hard. My stomach, I could hear my stomach. I'm telling you, if I was in here, you could hear my stomach from outside. If you were outside, you could hear my stomach. Yes. And it was not something like, oh, you know what, let me run and go buy I wasn't doing that. I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe I'm like, I couldn't believe that. But I just said I was gonna stick to that goal, and I stuck to it for that 1 week, eating what I bought, you know, and trying to deal with it, and I did. And then once I finished, I said, that was the first time I had set a goal for myself, thinking that I'm gonna eat healthy. But I said to myself, I don't think I'll be able to do this all the time because there's certain food that I miss. So now instead of having that, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to have a goal. My goal for me is to eat. If I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to eat healthy. But if I'm going to eat the food that I like, I'm going to make sure I don't eat bigger portion. I eat smaller portion. And so that's what I did. I started to eat smaller portion. The smaller portion that I ate, it helped me to drop the weight. I didn't have to do no exercise. I have my exercise bike that I packed up for almost 2 years now, or even 3 years, because when I bought it, I was on there thinking I would be able to, lose weight. That exercise bike did nothing for me. I just paid $150 for it for nothing,
Does it hold clothes? Like maybe it's a new place to
Well,
hang your
when I had
clothes?
it, I used to just dump stuff on it, to hold things. I
Yeah,
used
that's what people normally do. Yeah. Well, the
But
one goal
yeah,
that I have,
no. When I
the
was
one,
trying to make space, to put items, I just fold. It's one of those where you can just fold the bike
oh,
upright.
that's good.
I just fold it upright. It's in my living room in the corner there, and just left
Collecting
it.
all that dust.
Collecting all that dust. And I was like, man, I should get rid of it. But then I was like, I didn't even use it that much. I paid $150 or something like that. I got it off Amazon, and it's just like that there.
Well,
Yeah.
one of my goals, which has been my goal, I set and just continue to try to press it, is to walk more with my walker instead of sitting in a chair, because people don't realize that sitting for long periods of time is not really good for the body. So
Yes.
you have to get up and move, and you don't think about it until you're stationary and you can't move. So my goal is, and I can walk with my walker a certain distance, but if I would
Mm.
walk more, I could go further with the walker and stand longer. And my son, being a physical therapist, he always presses that, like, Mom, you need to walk more. You need to, stand up more. Try to
Mhm.
stand up longer periods of time. Because I can only stand up maybe 3 minutes, and then I have to sit back down. I can't stand up any longer than that because I'm so weak.
Mm.
But that's one of my goals is to, now I can't regenerate the nerves that have been damaged in my legs, but I can build muscle, to make me stronger, to be able to
Yes.
stand longer. So
Mm.
that's one of my goals is to be able to walk a little more with my walker than I do.
Mm. Yeah. Jessica said she was 220 and now she is 182. Celebrating with
Awesome,
you. Nice.
Jessica.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's really nice. Yeah. Losing
I
weight
can
is
tell it
about
on her
85%
videos. I
about
can tell she's lost weight on her videos.
yeah, nice. That's pretty cool. Um And another thing is that I know how I started losing my weight because to me it was a surprise that I lost weight. I remember I was just sitting down here, I was talking just like I think it was when I had my Sunday show with Giovanni and Missy, and I was sitting down here. I was talking every time my bra would just slip and fall. I would put it back up, and I was wondering why is it? It's actually I sewed it in place so that it can stay. So I was always wondering why is it slipping, and then I climbed the scale, because I'm so busy with my auctions and everything that I don't really when I look myself in the mirror, it's just like I'm trying to make sure my hair, everything is okay before I come on, So I'm not really looking at my body. And then when I did climb my scale and I was like, oh my gosh, I lost weight. So I'm saying to myself, so how did I lose it? I didn't set no goals, no nothing. I lost it because I've been busy. I've been standing on my feet. I've been walking back and forth in the house and carrying stuff up, lifting, putting down, lifting back up. So that kind of like helped me drop the weight where I went from 192 to 160. Right now I'm at 150 something. So which is pretty cool. Timeless. Good to see you, Timeless. Welcome in. Mwah. Timeless has auctions on her channel, guys. Make sure you check her out. Yeah, I thought Jessica lost weight. Good for you, Jessica. Yes, good for you, Jessica. Congratulations. It's not an easy goal to achieve, whether you know when you're doing it, whether you set goals on eating healthy or doing exercise, whatever that you're doing, if it works for you, just do it. Just let it work for you, you know.
My thought on this is, and I don't know why this went through my mind, but a lot of people deal with depression, and my thought is, don't sit in the dark all the time with all the lights off.
Yeah.
Try to wake up and pull the blind up and get some sunshine in. Try to turn a light on and do, because I find that people that sit in with the lights off all the time, which I can't because I have to take vitamin D by prescription because I don't get out in the sunlight like I should. So I
Mm.
can't sit in the dark all the time. It makes it worse. But mentally, if you will get things brighter and get light in, it usually helps the depression some.
Yeah. And being depressed, I've gone through depression,
Oh, I
and
have
that's
so
so
bad.
like you're correct when you're staying indoors and everywhere is dark and you're just there, it just gives the devil more time to creep into your head and tell you that what you're doing is not right, trying to tell you what you should do, and that's all depression is about, no matter what you are depressed about. So just try and listen to comedy when I get like I feel that I'm gonna have a you know that sign that I notice that I'm gonna be depressed or anything. I just like put on a comedy. I like to laugh when stuff is happening. Oh, I go on Instagram and I go through and I look for stuff that will make me really laugh,
Yeah,
and
laughter is a good medicine.
yes, and that kind of like helps me and get me out of my depressive state, because
And just know if you're depressed, I don't know the reasons, but I know if somebody's hurt you and you're really depressed, The greatest thing you can do in order to overcome that is keep going and show that person that really hurt you or did something to you that they didn't stop you from achieving your goals, or they didn't stop you from becoming who you're supposed to be. I know it hurts because I've had people to hurt me, and I've just wanted to them to see me sad, but really they don't care if you're sad or not.
Mm.
They, the best thing you can do is just show them, okay, well, I can live without you. Now, it may feel phony to begin with because you think you can't, but in reality, you can. You
Yeah.
really can live without them.
Yeah. Spirit Junkie. Mwah. Good to see you, Spirit. Welcome in. Welcome in. Melinda said, I have MS. First bad episode, I had to use a walker. Doctor said, within a year, you will be in a wheelchair. I said, I don't think so. Forced myself, went to cane to working without nothing. Wow.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That is
Oh, I
great.
want to get back on a cane too. I went from a boot to a cane to a walker to a wheelchair. But I want to get back up and go to a cane again too. It devastated me when I had to walk with a cane, and now I would give anything to be able to walk with a
With
cane
that
again.
cane, yeah. So congratulations, Melinda. We'll continue to pray for you, for you to continue to get stronger. We're just praying for each and everybody that is going through any kind of illness in their body that, put them in a situation. Just know that the Lord is there and it will heal your body, and you heal your mind, because the first thing is your mind. If you can get your mind and say, you know what, this wheelchair or this cane or whatever the situation is, doesn't rule my body. You can take control of your body. And when the doctor is telling you something, or your mind is telling you that, oh no, you cannot do this, you know you keep saying it to yourself all the time. I can do it. The Bible says, the scripture says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That is a good scripture. That is
Yeah.
something good for you to keep reading and say to yourself. If not, you get up and you say that to yourself. Like when I know I'm going to be depressed or I'm having a panic attack, I say, God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of love, of a sound mind. I keep saying, I repeat it, and then my mind, that spirit of depression or anxiety starts to leave. You know, so that is so good, Melinda, and you keep that up.
And by
Just
saying it out loud, your mind's
yes,
hearing it. So you need
yes,
to say it out loud. And it's okay to say things out loud. Give yourself encouragement. Tell yourself you can do it.
yeah. Keep telling yourself that you can do it. See, Timeless Juice says, after my back injury, I couldn't walk anymore. Depression hits hard. I'm telling you, when something that you could do really well, and all of a sudden, you cannot do it. I'm telling you, it hits you so hard,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and you get depressed. You're like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? You know, let me tell you, you just have to continue to be positive.
Until a limb does not
Yeah.
work on your body, until you have a part of your body that does not move, you cannot comprehend the the thought of like me moving my arms. Okay, you just automatically take that for granted. Okay,
Mm.
now my legs do not move, and I'm
Hi,
thinking,
Nails.
how am I going to deal with this? But you learn to live with it and try to overcome it, and say to yourself every day, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better.
Mm. You gotta you have to be positive, even when you don't see it. All of us, sometimes we just want something to work so quickly, like, I just want it done. I'm guilty of that one. I just like, just want to
Yes,
see the results there and then, you know
that
but
instant
having the mind,
gratification.
yeah, just having the mind to be positive. That positive mind, even though you're not seeing that result, that positive mind will make you feel happy. When you're in that positive mind, state of mind, like they say, it will continue to keep you happy, even though you're not seeing stuff happening right away. And before you know it, it will happen. Like I was so depressed that I was putting on weight. And then because the pandemic, I wasn't going out, because when I used to go to work, during my lunch break, I had 30 minutes. I would use 15 minutes to walk around the building. I put listen to music, and I'm walking around that building for 15 minutes. And then the last 15 minutes I will eat, or I will eat my lunch, and then I will eat my lunch for that 15 minutes, time myself. The next 15 minutes, I'll go out and I'll walk around the building. That's what I used to do. And then during 10 minutes break or whatever, I'll leave the office and I'll go walk around, walk around. That's how I used to just get my exercise in, is dedication and do that. And then when the pandemic hit and I was at home, I wasn't going out the way I was supposed to go out, because everybody was afraid of whether they're gonna get it or something's gonna happen. So I'm just like stay indoors. And that's when sitting down there thinking, yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Piling on the pounds, and that was it. But like I said, all the stuff I've been doing just helps. And when you feel depressed, you just find something that will also help you to take your mind off it. Um, Claudette says hidden camera, funny animal videos, makes her laugh when she feels anxiety coming on, and that distracts her. So it does. We just distract you from all that kind of crap. So, which is good. All right. If I miss you and you come in and I miss you, I am so sorry. I don't mind days I have to walk with a cane. It means I can walk. Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes. Don't mind it. It's better than sitting down. Let me tell you, I'm used to standing up. Like when you see me when I'm doing my auctions, I'm always standing. The only time I sit down most of the time is Monday, because I know I'm gonna probably be doing 2 hours or less with Pick and Nikki, so I sit down. And then on Wednesdays, when I'm doing auction on Johnny's, all the other days I'm standing. I'm used to standing. But the thing the thing is that when I sit down, when I stand up, my gosh, it's like, dang, sit down. Standing seems to be better than sitting down for me, because when I stand up, oh, it looked like I've been sitting down for 10 years. My
Mhm.
back is hurting me. I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm used to standing a lot. So, yeah.
Right.
All right. I understand, Deborah. My job was very identical, and when I couldn't do it anymore, I went through a horrible depression. Oof, I'm
And
telling you.
see, that was like me. I had to give up my position at the library. I was a branch manager. I supervised 5 to 6 employees.
Mm.
And I loved my job. And then I had to give it up and come home. Everybody in the house, my husband worked, my children worked, going to college. So it was just me here, you know. So I had to rearrange my whole entire life and define who I am as a person and find
Mm.
me, you know? So it can be hard when you go through a change like that.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Oh, something just dropped. You talk to the people. Let me go sort this out.
But let's see what I understand, Deborah. My job was my identity. A lot of times we do have our job as our identity. A lot of things identify who we are, but when we really find who we truly are deep down, we can withstand a lot of things that happen in our life and realize that the person we are on the inside is really the person we should show at all times. I know that's vulnerable, and people can take advantage of you, but you have to be willing to say no and to tell people no when they want you to do something that you don't want to do. A lot of people don't want to say no to people, but sometimes you have to say no. And the more you say it, the easier it gets for you to say no. I'm not going to do that. No, you're not going to treat me like that. No, I don't feel like doing what you want me to do. No is not a bad word. And be able to accept no when someone tells you no, or be able to say no when you want to tell someone no, I don't want to do that. Don't just
Mm.
always think you have to say yes to appease people, to give them what they want, because you look at it and say, okay, are they giving me what I want? Is this a give and take, or is this just a give? You know,
Yeah. 30 minutes a day of exercise can be 10 minutes at a time. Yeah, that's true. You can always do
that's a
that.
good thing.
Yeah.
Exercise is, yeah,
I always pray that I can accept my best opportune condition because I am still a child of God, no greater, no lesser than anyone else. It's not easy, but I'm still am called to do my part as best as I can. That's all you can do.
exactly.
That's all you can do, spirit junkie. Yes.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Ella, if you don't say hello to me, I would never
Robin.
Robin, I already said hi to you, Robin. I will blow you a kiss. Josie's place.
There's Josie. Hey,
Hi, Josie.
Josie.
Josie, she does auctions, guys, with on her channel, and sometimes with Dawn and Creative Creations by D. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you know this, but Robin By is really my neighbor because she lives in Mississippi and she lives probably 45 minutes from my house. And
What?
I did not know that she and I lived in the same state, or I didn't put it together because I
Mm,
think she recently moved. And she told me the
last
place
year,
that
yeah.
she used to live. And I didn't realize we lived that close together, but she and I really live closer than probably anybody else in the chat.
Lola said, and I can shake it. And people who try to turn the corner when I'm in the crossroad.
There are advantages to having a cane.
Mwah, mwah. Welcome in, Laura Young. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I rely on tech. Man, sure is annoying when it doesn't perform. That is true. That is so true. Oh gosh.
I was watching this. I don't know what it was on YouTube. I don't know what channel. It was something that I would just come across, and they were speaking about how people that come on YouTube do not realize what the people in the chat are actually going through and what their life is really like, because you're not there living their life.
Hmm.
So why are people being so disrespectful, so mean, so ugly to people in the chat? Because they used the example of this man was going across this bridge. He was going to jump off this bridge, okay? He was going to commit suicide. He was really depressed. Starts going over the bridge, and in his mind he started thinking, if someone speaks to me, if someone speaks to me before I get up to where I'm going to jump, or waves or acknowledges me or smiles or whatever, I'm not going to jump. But if they don't, I'm going to end my life.
Wow.
Well, he got about halfway up the bridge and somebody waved and spoke to him. So he didn't jump because he gave himself that out, you know?
Mm,
But he never thought somebody would do it. He just was giving himself an out. But
yeah.
what I want to say is you never know what somebody's limit is, what they're going to take, what the next word of negativity is going to be the breaking point, you know? And just because people come on YouTube and act like everything's hunky dory, it isn't
Doesn't mean it
always
is.
like that.
Mm. I am blessed that my husband was home to help me when I couldn't do anything. Now the tables have turned and I'm caring for him. Wow. That is,
Oh, wow.
yes, that's something timeless. I remember for some reason I couldn't move. I was trying to get stuff ready for auction and I bent down to pick up an item. Actually, I wasn't getting stuff ready for auction. I was getting ready to take pictures so I can post it to the platforms that I sell on. And I went, just strolled there, bent down to pick it, and I felt something in my back. And I thought, oh, you know, just a little pain there. That's
Like a
okay.
twitch or something.
Yeah. And I came back, put the stuff on the table, and I went back again. I bent down, picked the stuff up. I felt it again, but I ignored it. came back, put the stuff on the table as I was preparing the place where I was going to take the pictures. And I turned to move and I couldn't move.
Oh, wow.
Stood there for 15, close to 15 minutes. I couldn't even get to where my phone was.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh my goodness, this is how people feel when they can't move, they can't walk, or, you know. Okay. Hold up.
But until you get in a situation and you
Yes.
say, you'll see, like I used to see handicapped people. I never was the type to disrespect them or judge them,
Yeah.
but I would always be, oh my goodness, that's got to be a difficult situation to be in. Well, now I'm in that situation, so I can say 100% of how that person was feeling when I would actually view them as a handicapped person. So until you're actually in the situation, you do not know how you would handle a certain situation. Oh, you can say you know, but until you're there, you don't know. That's why we shouldn't judge others for what they're going through or how they're handling it. We should just pray for them, love them, and guide them to a place where they can come out in the light and not stay in the darkness.
Yeah. And don't forget, Angie has a live stream with you. It says there they have a live stream
Yeah,
with
we have a live stream that we're
Joyce.
going to do on the 19th. Josie and I are. We are going to do a live on the 19th, which I think is a Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Um, uh, she has all these questions she's going to ask me, and I'm like, ooh, but
Okay,
I'll
that's
answer it.
nice.
I'll answer them. I mean, I'm not afraid. I'll just say what the truth about what it is.
I know.
But
You're like
I'm
that,
like
just like
you,
me
Ella.
too.
I'm like you. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You might not like what I tell
What I
you.
gotta say, but yes, it is what it is. Robin Bite says she hasn't spoken to another human being in 2 weeks.
Wow, Robin, that could be a
Well,
blessing or a curse, depending on how you look at it.
Robin, I'm just like that. I've spent longer not talking to anybody in months. So yeah, when you beat my record, come let me know. You can talk to me about that.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem staying by myself or being by myself because this may sound vain, but I like me and I can entertain myself. Now, do I need to get out sometimes? Yes, I want
Hey,
to, but it
Teresa.
doesn't have to be all the time. You know, some people need people around them all the time, but
Yeah.
I don't. But I don't. I don't need that.
Timeless, we're praying with you, praying for you. It is not an easy thing to deal with,
No,
and I was just talking about that. It's like when you know somebody that's there, they have all their faculties together, and all of a sudden,
my dad has
it's no longer
dementia, and
there.
he'll be 81 years old uh this month, and I haven't seen or spoken to him in probably 2 or 3 years now because of my mom, which that's a whole different story. She
Mm,
keeps him away from me, and now that he has dementia, she can control the whole situation completely. So I have to find out about how he's doing through my two sisters that actually have a relationship, so-called relationship, with my mom.
mm.
So I can kind of, see it, but I don't have to watch it every day like my dad go through it. Now I would go visit him if I had the opportunity, but she causes me not to be able to do that.
Mm. Wow. Michelle says, I've had heart issues since I was 16 years old. Never let it stop me. But a lot of people have judged me, calling me lazy and such. But I have time when I just can't do anything. That's the thing, is that, people will always judge somebody for what they don't even know what's happening to that person. You know, they are going to judge, and at the end of the day, you have the heart to say, you can let them know what's happening, or you can let them just be, and put them at arm's length. And that's all you got to do, because it's not just worth it sometimes. you know People don't really need to know what you're feeling and what you're doing. And if they're gonna be calling you lazy and don't even know the reason, it's up to you if you want to tell them, or if you it's up to you if you want to tell them to go, go get lost. Basically,
Right.
for me, I would just tell them to go get lost, you know whether you're a family or not. Because certain things, I was born with one kidney, and I didn't find that out till I was in my early 30s. I didn't know. I went in for something else, and they found out that I only had one kidney. Now, yes, and it's an overreactive kidney. It's doing the work of two instead of one. But been alive still because of it. And I give God glory, because a kidney, I mean, gosh,
Yeah, that's the
thank
main
God
organ, one of the organs that you need.
that you really need. But
Yeah.
I'm in my 50s now, and I still survive. I still can do what I can do. I make sure not to abuse my body. Drugs, I never did that. Drinking, I never did, like drinking where I'm kind of like silly and stuff like that. Even now, I
Right.
don't even drink. When I was in my younger days, we were brought up with having a drink, or two, in the house. We're like, oh, go, you guys go share one bottle. It was like that. But it never did settle with me after a while. So I don't like, oh, I'm gonna go drink and stuff like that. But I didn't even know I had one kidney. I had to live with that one kidney for all these years and try to tell
Wow.
myself, you gotta make sure you take care of yourself. Now, there's certain things I cannot take, because I got that one kidney. So I try not to take it. And every time I go to the doctors, I let them know. If I'm going to dentist, anywhere I go that has to do with hospital record I have to fill out, I got to let them know that I got one kidney, so they don't prescribe something that will damage that one kidney that I have. Now,
Right.
with that one kidney, they prevent me from doing certain things that I can't do. Yes. Do I have to explain to somebody why?
No,
No, I
you
don't
don't.
owe them any explanation, you know. So, hi, Chris. Mwah, mwah. Good to see you. Good to see you, Chris.
But I
Welcome.
also would like to say, as far as surround yourself with people that care about you and honestly care about you and are positive and bring the good out in you, and not around the people that are always negative, always saying bad things about you, always gossiping about you. Now, I know there's some family that people think they can't get away from, but I
Mm,
mean, you have to get away from the negativity in order to bring the positive in. So, kind of cut those things out a little at a time. Don't just chop it all off at once unless you just have to. But
yeah.
bring surround yourself with positive energy.
It does help. Spirit Junkie, I like what you said. You say today's chat is proof that everyone has a story. Very moving. Yes, everybody has different stories. Like, if we didn't come in here, I would have known what Timeless is going through. I wouldn't know what Lisa and everybody else that's put in the chat going through. I wouldn't know anything. You wouldn't know part of my story. I wouldn't know part of your story. But we're all here to share and to say, you know what? I'm going through this experience. I'm going through that experience. I know somebody in my family that is going through it. Now it's like, okay, what do we need to do to help each other? The only thing
Exactly.
I could do where I am right now is pray. That's what I can do. But you've given me, the Bible say, where two or three are gathered in my name, there will I be also. He was there in our presence, and we're letting him know that there's a lot of people going through this issue, so we need help. And he will be there no matter what it is, even though it's just to help us to be, to keep us strong. Like, we're here advising each other the best way we know how. We're talking about our issues, and it gives you the strength to say, I'm not alone. somebody else is going through this. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and you're like, oh, okay. You can talk to them and like, how were you able to deal with that situation to see? Because I'm just going through this situation and I want to know how I'm gonna deal with it. Now, my dad had a stroke. Had a stroke, and he had a like a mini stroke. It wasn't I don't think it was like a big massive stroke. And then it affected him. The older he got,
Yeah, the mini strokes can help affect you. Yes.
yes, it affected him. It affected his speech, his memory, and then he started displaying things, signs that he was displaying. He had to, his wife was there to like take care of him and all that until he passed 2 years ago. This year will make it 3 years, in March. Now he passed away. Now, a couple of days ago, I was reading a group text from my siblings in England, and my sister was like, "Oh, mom said she had a stroke." You know, now that kind of bothered me, and I'm not like, I went straight away to write her. I'm like, "You had a stroke? I hope you went to the hospital to check it out." Because she said, "Yeah, I feel fine now," but she said, all of a sudden she just couldn't move. It was like she was dragging her legs, and they had to carry her, whatever. Now I don't even know what could have brought on her having a stroke. So that kind of worried me because I'm like, my dad had a stroke. My mom now has a stroke. I hope it's not something,
Right. That you can. Yeah.
in the family. So my head is, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, why would these people have a stroke? I've never, my granny is still living, probably way in her 90s, and I never heard anything about her having a stroke. So it's like, I'm trying to find out, how did my mom have a stroke? Is she eating too much salt in the food or something like that? So that is the thing. It's like we're all learning here and praying for each other. So
Josie just said Angie and I had the same kind of mother. She has made this remark before, and I said, "Oh my goodness, there were two of them," because I thought my mom was the only one that. I mean, I couldn't imagine there being two that that was like her. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But because I could just write a whole book on her, because it's just amazing how one person can ruin so many lives and be allowed to do it, and people allow them to do it and say, "Oh, well, that's just the way they are. That's just the way, that's
yeah.
just who they are." No, don't use that. That's just who they are, and you have to accept it, because that's killing you and bringing you down. That's why I had to get away from it. That
Mhm.
may be the way she is, but I don't have to agree with it, and I don't have to live in it.
Yes. I've been reading some of the comments you guys have been posting in here. Wow. You know, life is short to be negative, unhappy, and all that. You just got to take one day at a time as it comes and try to be positive, not for other people but for yourself. You always have to learn to put yourself first, your own happiness first than somebody else's. you know because putting everybody ahead of you, you will just continue to be depressed and sad. You should put your life ahead. This is my life. How do I want to live it? You tell yourself, how do you want to live your life? So yeah. Help me, and they're not feeling alone. Yes, there's gonna be people. You're gonna have positive people in there that's gonna help you out. That's gonna bring you out of whatever depression there is. Sometimes just sharing your story alone, it will help somebody else. There's so many things that happened to me growing up. I haven't really said a whole lot of stuff that I've gone through.
Exactly.
A whole lot. Even my middle name, when you translate it, it means to tell a story. And I always used to say to myself that I'll probably write a book one day, but then I'm like, how do I go about writing a book? So that's what I keep telling myself. But it's like, this is like a platform for me to tell my story. Sometimes I might not tell all my story, but some story I can tell and see if that story can help somebody else you know
Well, I always say the one thing that my mother did right. Well, one of the things is the name that she gave me, because my name is Angela Grace which Angela means angel, and of course we know Grace is a spiritual word. And I think to myself, okay, if she didn't do anything else right, she named me. She gave me a very good name, you know. So I always try to look at the positive things that she has contributed, you know.
Mm. Yeah, I see Josie's comment. When my mother died, I felt free for the first time. I know that sounds hard. Let me tell you, it
No,
doesn't.
no, that does
Because
not.
if you've had somebody that has put you in a situation for the longest, you know, and at the end of the day, something happened. Okay, yeah, it was sad that they had to die, but if they dying gave you that release in life, let me tell you, I went, I went, I would say my childhood was, like, oh, horrible, but there's a part of my childhood that I did not like, you know.
Yes,
And then
yes,
when
I
you
can
have
go
to
along with that.
blame,
Yes,
yes, in a part in your childhood that you don't like, and when you have to blame the adults in your life for maybe one, allowing it to happen to
yes,
you,
yes.
or two, they
Are
were the
covering it
result
up.
of it happening to you. Then at the end of the day, you can forgive them. Like me, I had to learn how to forgive. But
Yes,
me forgiving you doesn't mean at the end of the day I want to have a relationship with you.
relationship.
The type of relationship that I have with my parents, like, I didn't have a after the incident, and I left. Let me tell you, you saying your mother dying, it just like, for me leaving and not being in the situation where I have to see my father or see my mother or whatever, put me in a situation where I can now be myself. I can go on and kind of live the life I want to live, so that kind of helped me live my life. And I didn't even want to know, I didn't want to hear whether I had a mother or whether I had a father. I don't want to know about it. And that's how I was for years. I even up to the point where I had to tell my siblings, if I don't want to hear it, don't talk to me about it. Anything that is happening, you guys go deal with it, because I don't want anything to deal with it. Because I feel, for me at that stage, I was fragile. And I feel that if they talk to me or they tell me about it, it will drag me back to my past, where I start to feel depressed and everything again. So I didn't want to know, and I didn't want to hear about it, and I did that. But it took me a while for me to understand that even trying to forgive is not, it's not just forgiving. I had to do something more than that in order for me to be fine with myself. I mean, like, and I didn't care whether they talk about them or not. I'm like, I can mind my own business and keep it moving. So I was in that situation. So when I first of all, well, like, my brother called me and said, I just want to let you know that died this morning. I'm like, are you serious? We were just talking about him this morning. What do you mean he died? They said, oh yeah, he passed away. You know, I'm like, oh, all right, okay, all right. I went back to work, and the people, I said, I just got a phone call. My dad passed away, and they were like, oh, I'm so sorry, Ella. And I just sat down and I was like, and they're like, don't you want to go home? And go home and do what? I said, go
I
home and go do
and
what?
see you telling that story. Some may not get that, but I completely get what you're saying, because the thing with my mom, nobody has ever stood up to her. Her siblings and her parents let her get away with everything. They just put it off as that's just the way she is. Like she never had to grow up to be an adult, but everybody else had to. I mean,
Mm,
really? And they just enabled her to be the way that she is, and she's never chosen to be any different, you know? And
yeah.
I tell my siblings, you may can live with it, I can't. I'm not going to be around that. I'm not going to be around that negativity. I'm not going to be around her talking negative about me, downing me. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And I said, if y'all do it, that's great, but I can't. So that's where we are now. But
Thanks,
that's nothing
Nils, for
made me a
coming
bad
in. I
person.
appreciate you. Mwah, mwah. Have a great week. Yeah. Hi, cooking, collecting, and craft. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so yeah, there's so many things in life at the end of the day where it's like um you are able to deal with it, and some you're not able to deal with it, and you just have to move on.
And
Now, is that a
I don't.
goal of yours? That could be a goal of yours this year. You can say, my goal this year is not to take crap from nobody. My goal this year is whatever happens, I'll just leave it behind. I said to myself, I said, you know what, there's certain things you have to leave behind in 2023. You don't carry into 2024. You know, leave it behind. Whether it be a person, a thing, or a book, or whatever incident, you got to leave it there in 2023. If you want to bring it into 2024, then you have to make sure that you're bringing it in order for you to deal with that issue,
Mhm.
you know.
Resolve
So
it.
your goal, like my goal, like I said, my goal was anything that happened in 2023, I'm not bringing it into 2024. It's going to stay where it's supposed to stay, you know. So that is my goal, my top goal, and that's the
And
goal I want for
and
myself.
always remember, you can start anew. I mean,
Yeah.
don't think that just because you have all this baggage and you have all this sadness that's happened to you and all this bad thing, don't think that you can't start anew. Is it going to be hard to do? Well, of course, if it was easy, everybody would do it. But
Mm.
you got to start with, okay, I can't live like this. You got to get to that point first. And then you start changing your mindset, change your perception a little bit, and start moving toward positive
Hi,
things.
Dizzle. Hi, Jay Dizzle. Welcome in. Yeah. Ooh, Josie said her mom lived to be 98.
Oh, so Josie dealt with it a long time. My
A
mom's
long
only
time.
76.
Oh my gosh. Did your mom have you at what age?
I was
My mom is
elevated in
50.
third
We're
grade, and
almost the
they
same age in the
famous. They
same
said I
thing.
had 6
Oh my gosh.
IQ, but made suicidal comments.
Yeah, 8 years
8
old.
years old. Mm.
My mom is in her late 70s as well.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
My mom is 20 years older than me. I turned 56 in May. She turned 76 in November. And that's how I can keep
I
up with
will be
her age.
I will be 57 in March. My mom had me when she got married at 16, had me when she was 18.
Yeah, that's about the same age that
Yeah.
my mom was when she had me.
My mom is so negative. I always feel like I just can't deal with parents like that.
I
Negative.
don't try to please. I
Oh
never
my
have tried to
gosh.
please my mother, and that's what's made her so angry. Is because my other siblings would go along with whatever manipulation that she was trying to pull that day, and I would just be like, "I'm not putting up with this," And she didn't like that. She wanted you to go along with her manipulation, and I just couldn't do it.
Hmm. It's strange. I'm an optimistic person, and my mom is pessimistic person. Go figure. Gosh.
Well, just thank goodness you're the optimist.
Yes. Always wanting more silver. Hi, wanting more silver. Welcome in. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate each and every one of you. We got a few more minutes to go, and we're gonna call it a day. I appreciate you guys making our first week coming back this new year. Make it a good one. I appreciate you
Look, read
all
read
coming.
Josie's comment. She said, "My mother hated me because I looked like my grandmother, and she hated her mother-in-law."
You
Now,
see?
this is going to blow your mind, but my mother despised me because every time she looked at me, she saw my biological father, and she I'm a result of a one-night stand. So therefore, she could not stand it, and I didn't realize I looked exactly like his family, blonde hair and blue eyes, until I
Mm,
met him. And I realized then, oh my gosh, that's the reason she couldn't stand to look at me, is because every time she looked at me, she saw him. I looked just like him.
Well, I don't really know why my dad didn't like me. My dad met my mom. She was only 16, and he was much older, and he married my mom at 16. So my mom had never been with any other person, and I was their first child. Now, with men, whether they were thinking, oh, you know what, I could have had a son instead of a daughter. Well, you were the one to produce whatever you got to produce, and you produce a daughter. So I remember when I first of all heard that, I was like in my I was in my 20s when I first of all heard my aunt say, "Oh, your dad doesn't like you," you know, and I was wondering why he didn't
And
like
how
me.
is that even possible? I have two
Yeah,
children, and I can't imagine not liking or loving my children. I just
yeah.
can't comprehend that.
Yeah. So for me too, I couldn't understand that, like I just couldn't understand why. I remember when I told him that his friend's son raped me. My dad, he looked at me like, oh yeah, like, oh well, it was your fault. Like how I got deceived and this boy raped me. And it took my aunt that was working, my late aunt that was working with my dad's friend, for him to go talk to him and say, this is what your son did to my niece.
Oh
You
no, it
know,
wouldn't be any talking with James Smith if somebody did Taylor like that.
my
It would
dad,
be.
my dad just behaved like, oh well,
Mm-mm.
it was your fault. I was like, how could it be my fault? Like I put it in my head like, oh yeah, you can rape me for free or something like that, or rape me for money, or you can
I
just
don't even
rape me.
understand that
you know
that concept, that
yeah.
that somebody can say it's your fault. You
It's
know what
your
I'm saying?
fault. Yeah. And he never said like, okay, you know what, like, oh, okay, I will talk to the man's son, the man, so he can talk to his son and said, how dare your son did this? We go to the same church and everything. So, his father is the friend of my dad. They're very good friends. They move
Oh,
in the
I'm pretty
same
sure
circle and everything. So it's like, huh. So that's the thing, is like when you have a parent that,
they don't even take up for you. Yeah.
yeah, it was like, and my for me, it was like, you're supposed to be protecting me as I'm your daughter. As a father, you're supposed to be
At
protecting
any
me.
cost. At any
Yeah.
cost.
But it was like, so when I told my mom spoke to my aunt, and she said, "Yeah, I know this guy. We worked together in the same TV station." So she was the one that went to him and say, "This is what," and he was so apologetic and everything. But my dad was like, you know, was like, yeah. That's why I didn't have relationship. I'm like, for somebody to even like looked at you like you.
Yeah, my mom never protected me and stood up for me or anything like that growing up, so I couldn't trust her. So that gave me trust issues from the get go, because I couldn't even trust my parent. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
yeah.
So I couldn't trust her as far as I could throw her.
Hi, Stats. Welcome in. Good to see you. Much love. Welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all that matters. Yes. I'm pretty much housing complex mama for the teens. Yeah, if you can do that, that's a good thing. And bring positivity into the life of the kids around you. That is a good thing. I was watching the news the other day, and um this grandma, she was talking about her grandson that will come to the house with one or two of his friends, and they used to come and hang out in the house on the weekends. Like maybe on Sunday they'll just go from school, go there, and she will cook food for the friends. And then he I don't know if he died in a car accident, or the hit and run driver or something like that. And all of a sudden she just had lines of kids coming from the school that come and spend time with her in the house. She had her grandson then with a couple of his friends that used to come there once a week on a Sunday, and she will cook. Now she has like 20, 30 kids coming there just to keep her company, and she used to cook for all these kids. So if you're gonna be a positive um you know person for the youths out there, that's a good thing to do. So I commend
Yes,
you for that. Yeah,
absolutely.
that's a good thing to do.
Reed always wanting more silver. Comment down there.
As timeless. The thing is, no one ever comes around in the holidays to see her, but she's always like my sister this and my sister that. I tell her right out, Mom, where are they? Huh? She must be talking timeless. Let's see what timeless is like. I understand 100%. Timeless. This timeless say something somewhere. Okay. My mom is 78 and only 16 years older than me. My mom is 18 years older than I am. And she had old COPD bad, and I had to take care of her. But I have six other brothers and sisters, and they don't even come around. Sometimes I need a break. That one is really hard. I think that's another reason that, well, I don't know the main reason, but I think that's one of the reasons Jeff actually left too, because he wasn't, because he said before when we had an interview, we had to interview him, and he was telling us about his upbringing and how his mom is like, he's a twin and his twin died, so it looks like, when a mother lost a child, even you give birth and one child dies, and it's like the one that is alive, you don't pay much attention to the one that is alive, you're grieving the one
You're
that is
grieving.
dead.
Yeah.
You don't understand, you're grieving that
Yes.
one, but then
Yes.
send him off to go live with his grandparents, and the grandparents turn out to be the parent that looked after him without the mother not being there. Now the mother, got stage 4 cancer. She's got other kids, but like he said, he went over and he was looking after her, taking time, taking her to the doctors, taking her everywhere she wants to go and doing stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like when you have one child taking care of you, but then you end up cussing that child out,
Yeah,
not
being mean.
yeah, being mean to that one child. Meanwhile, all your other kids that don't even come take care of you, don't even look after you, don't do nothing. And it got to a point where it was like, I've had it, I'm leaving. You know, call your other kids, the other ones that you talk about, the other ones you praise about. Where are they? Because they're not here to take care of you. I have to be the one doing it all. So it's like, okay, go. He said, now I'm leaving. Go get those to come take care of you. And
More
yeah,
often than not, no matter how many children a person has, it's usually only one child that will end up having to take on all the
the
responsibility
responsibility.
of
Yeah,
taking care of a parent that is elderly, that is sick or whatever.
yeah. Like me, even though I said like my sister, she did a lot and she's still doing. Like my sister took care of my dad till he passed. Okay. She was always making sure she sent money for his medication, housing, paying bills and all that, sending money home to make sure everything is well. She was always there calling and everything. Okay, so she did that. you know I didn't have a relationship with him, nor do I even have with my mom. So for me to be out of the picture, I was out of the picture. I'm like,
Right,
okay, when it comes to rent, okay, yes, I'll contribute. After that, don't call me for nothing else. I was
right,
like that
right.
because of the situation they put me. Now if I had a better situation and better relationship with my dad, okay, maybe things would have been different. So I made a choice, like for me to be sane, in order for me not to remember the bad things that happened because of one parent.
Yes,
I have to stay away.
yes,
When you are with somebody that don't want to acknowledge that they are wrong and don't want to say I am sorry, simple I'm sorry, sometimes it goes a long way. But you know when you have a parent that feels that because they're the parent, they don't need to say sorry. I mean, no. Whether you are the parent or not, you offend or you do something to offend your child. as a parent, you should be able to humble yourself to come to the level where of that child and apologize and let that child know that you are sorry. Because when you don't do that, let me tell you that me as a child, it stayed with me to the longest.
Oh, I know. I'm
It
with
does
you.
stay. And let me tell you, it does affect it affected relationship for years. The relationship that I am in with I was having 3 years relationship, like not 3 years, 3 months relationship, and then I'm done. I take a break, and then I get into another relationship, I'm done. I go take a break because I'm like, no, I can't be bothered with this crap, this shit. I was always like that. It does affect relationship, friendship, to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be on my own. I love to be on my own. I've been brought up to be on my own. So it's like, yeah. So if you, like I say, you have a child that you have a child, don't mistreat them the way that they are going to, you know, that's what it's gonna be, and you're not gonna be seeing them. And then when you get old, you're looking for somebody to look after you. They're not gonna be there to look after you, because guess what? When they were younger, you weren't looking after them. You were only cussing them out, and when bad things happen to them, you blame them that it was their fault and stuff like that. That's what
Well,
happened.
I can honestly say that James and I have done well agreeing with how we raised both of our children. But I can assure you that if we hadn't have been, I sleep with him at night, and I wouldn't let him treat one of my children badly. Do you honestly believe I'm going to let somebody else treat my child badly? I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not. It's just not going to happen.
Hi, Constance. Constance says I'm biting my tongue. I know, Constance. I know.
Don't hold back, Constance. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, so you gotta treat people right. You want to be treated right, you gotta treat people right,
And I want to
and
say this: look forward to 2024 in a positive way and not dread it. I mean, no matter what the world looks like, because I know right now the world looks like it's just crumbling around us. But
yeah.
look at it in a positive light, like good things are going to come to you, nice things are going to happen. You're going to build new relationships, you're going to have new people come into your life. Just think of positive. I know people say, oh, you just on this positive kick. But I can guarantee you that negative does not get you anywhere but more negative.
Yes. And that's why I always say, if you guys were coming to the show last year, I still hammer on it. When people talk to me, I say the same thing. People are in your life for a reason. People are in your life for a season. Now, when people come into your life for a reason, is because God put them there for a reason. There's
You
certain
to learn
things that
something.
you
Yeah.
need to do, and you didn't even know what you need to do, but you're doing it because God put them in your life for a reason. Some will stay, will continue to stay, but some will leave. And that's when I say a season. When that season come, it's time to let go, and they go do whatever they need to do, because you know what, that your season with them has ended. And I always used to remember, I say that to myself all the time: season, season, season. A season come, season go. A reason, they're there for a reason. And I always say that, because, and I try not to take offense to it. I try to deal with it, because sometimes I'm trying to understand, okay, what did I do? What did I go wrong? Did I say something? Did I do this? I do say repeatedly over again, trying to picture the scenario, what happened and stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, okay. And then I come back, say, okay, the season and the reason has come to an end. So I just say, okay, you just bless and just go your own way. Same thing. It could be a job that you're doing and you're not happy with the job. That job probably is there for a season, and now it's telling you that you need to go do something for yourself other than this job that you're in there, and you're probably not happy. So you tell yourself, your season has come. It's time for you to leave that job and go do something else. So
Make sure you're careful about who you hook your what wagon you hook your star to. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got to be careful about who you attach yourself to when it comes to people, because people can be deceiving. And once you get attached to someone and you allow them to do you or treat you a certain way and do not set boundaries, then you begin to feel less about yourself and not positive. So be careful who you hit your star to.
Hi, Vintage. Good to see you. Welcome in. Yes, Constance. Yes. You just gonna have to be careful. That's all I really got to say today.
Yeah, it's been a good conversation today.
Yes, we wanna today we were talking about goals, and then we decided to answer questions from the chat, and we follow what um we read the chat and then we help answer questions as well. We don't tend to say we know everything. We do not know nothing. Okay, we do not know anything. We can just talk about what we've experienced, if we have experienced it, and then we read in the chat what other people experience. Like today we say we're going to talk about goals, and whatever is in the chat we'll talk about those as well, and that's what we've been doing. And our goal is to continue to do this, and hope it does help you guys. If you feel that when we come in here and we talk about the topic, it doesn't really help you guys, then let us know. You
And
can always email
and
us.
bring up whatever question, like Jessica brought that question into the chat.
Yeah.
If you have some, don't be afraid to
Hi,
ask
Shop
it,
Reality.
because
Shop Reality. Happy
we've
New
already
Year.
said, you know what, we may step on a few toes, but we're here to just keep it real and share in the chat and bring it out in the open where nobody else is willing to talk about it,
Yeah.
because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So we're going to bring it that way. We're going to say it in a little different way so it won't be so harsh. It'll be gentle, feeding like a baby, like you feed food to a baby. So don't
Yeah,
be
I
afraid.
might say it differently where it might come across harsh or whatever, but then Angie might say it another way where you will understand it. It just That's why we're here. She would say from what she experienced, what she feels. I would say my own part of it. It depends on which one you want to take, and then we read the chat too and say, oh
Right.
yeah, somebody else got a different take on it and
And
how it
then
should
we get
go.
a view of it. We get a view of what you're trying to say. We get to see it.
Yeah,
But
but
it's been great. It's been great.
it's been great. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget tomorrow. I don't know. I just got 2 boxes delivered. I don't know if I want to do a unboxing in the morning, maybe 11 o'clock or so, because I know I got a jewelry auction with Pikiniki at 6. So I haven't put any thumbnail out there, so I don't know. I might go through the box and just see if I just want to do a quick jewelry unboxing in the morning. But if I do, I'll make up my mind. I'll put a thumbnail out, so you might see a thumbnail out. Constance, hope to see you. If not, then you will see me at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for your concern. Those are concerns that I haven't got my palette yet. Well, when you pay $2,000 waiting for 3 pallets, there's nothing I can do. You're just gonna keep waiting. So I've been told the pallets were damaged in transportation. So all I can do is wait for the replacement. So that's all I'm doing right now, is waiting for the replacement. Hopefully I get it before the year comes to an end. But no, hopefully not the year. Hopefully in a couple of weeks I get it. Hopefully. But thank God I've been getting little other stuff that's being delivered that I can sell before the pallet gets here, and I cannot wait. It will be like Christmas when the pallets get here, for me, because I've been itching to really sell. The jewelry is not my thing. It's just for like if I don't
You
have a
fill
pallet.
in. Is it
Yeah,
like a fill in?
yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just there. Let's say, but I can't wait. But
I'll be going live Tuesday at 10:30 Central Time, 11:30 Eastern.
Eastern, yes.
So come over And I go live once a week, so it's not really hard to find me. I put up a thumbnail. I also come over if you haven't visited my channel. Come over. Feel free to visit. If you want to be a part of my neighborhood, just click on that subscribe button. I'll be glad to have you. We don't have any drama, any bullying. We don't do anything like that. So just check out some of my videos.
Yeah, check her videos out. You will love her. That's why I decided that she needs to come and do this show with me. And not one thing, guys, if you're looking for a place to go, hi Anna, it's Crazy, welcome in. Go to Purple Wings. Go to Tracy K's channel. She's on right now. So this is Tracy.
We're gonna do a raid.
Yeah, you can do a raid. You can go there and say raid from Saveherfirst. We only got a few people in here. I should have done it earlier on. But don't forget to go support her. Click on the link. Go over there, say hello. And yeah, you don't have to stay. If you go in there, just say hello and, you can actually leave. But please go and support her and hit the thumbs up while you are there. All right, guys. So,
all right.
Don't forget, we'll love to see you guys
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks' time. Yes, in 2 weeks' time. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow for jewelry unboxing. In the evening, I'm going to be selling jewelry with Picky Nikki. Tuesday with Picky Nikki as well at 11. Wednesday, I'll be on Johnny's at 1. Back on my channel at 1 with Real Creative. No. Sorry. With Real Beauty and with Lisa's New Adventure. I think I might have one more person. I'm just waiting for them to confirm.
How is Victoria?
Victoria, yeah, she's getting better. So let's continue to keep Victoria in our prayers. Yes, because she wasn't feeling well. So let's continue to keep her in our prayers. Yes. So yeah, continue to pray for that. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I got my hair done yesterday. So let's continue to pray for each and everybody that are not feeling 100%. We'll pray for each and everyone that put in the chats of their parent, their loved one that they're looking after. We continue to pray that God continue to give them the strength.
Yes.
To continue to do it, So that is the prayer this evening for each and every one of you guys. So before I go, I would like to play my intro. I don't have an outro. Why I have an outro? So I would like to play my intro again.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys later. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.